So it's the first Tuesday of 2017. Happy New Year. We all get a fresh start. All the sales counters and tickers go back to zero. Congratulations on your great year in 2016. Now you get to do it again. So I want to start 2017 by encouraging you to forget almost everything you think you know about selling. Most of the things that we've learned, most of the sales training we get is at a tactical level. It's down here. This is your 1001 closing techniques, or here's your script for your cold calling, or the like, right? These are the tactical things that we need to do to get things done. Now, they're important to know, but if the extent of your sales expertise is how to manipulate someone or twist their arm into doing something, then I think you're missing the point. At a slightly higher level are the systems that we learn. They're all published. Some of them have fancy acronyms. Some of them have been out there for 30 or 40 years. Some of them are still 30 or 40 years old. Now, these systems, if the tactics are the recipes, these systems are the cookbooks. And if you've watched any of my videos in the past, even though I love to cook, you know I'm not a big fan of cookbooks when it comes to selling. Now, the importance of these cookbooks is that you need to understand the process. The importance of these systems is that they let you know that there are various parts of the sales process, various parts of the buyer's journey, and they all need to fit together. It's important to understand that there's very rarely is there such thing as a one-call close or a very, very simple sale. So it's important to understand the process and the series of commitments that need to be obtained in order to get a buyer or a potential buyer from where they don't know who you are to ultimately being a very loyal customer. And it's important that we know that process, whichever process it is. But again, that's where a lot of sales training, that's where a lot of sales expertise stops. We start at this tactical level and then we go to this system level and we think we've got it all figured out. The problem with the systems is that your prospects can feel that. You know, in many indications, that when you click to download somebody's ebook or you click to sign up to this free online event, that all of a sudden your email address is going to be in someone's funnel, in someone's ad campaign, and then you're probably going to get 4 or 5 different emails from people you don't know and have never heard of as a result, because you're going to be moved into the top of their funnel and processed through. You feel that. You know your customers do too. So one of the things that I focus on, and it's helped me throughout my sales career and it's helped my clients in their selling endeavors, is let's go a step higher. Let's go at the principle level. Let's think about things like why people would buy. Instead of focusing on pushing someone through a system by asking them specifically tailored questions to get them answering in a specifically tailored fashion, so that the prospect paints themselves into a corner and they have no choice but to buy because clearly you've got the solution. Why don't we ask questions that engage? Why don't we ask questions that develop relationships? Why don't we ask questions that develop a trust and a bond between you and your prospective customer to where they can trust you, to where you know what they're up against, you know what their goals are, you know if you have the solution, you know if you don't have the solution. And if you're really good, you know who does. And so now you become this trusted advisor. You become someone who can be leaned on, who can be counted on. And when you don't abuse that trust, it turns into something beautiful. It turns into something long-term. It turns into something very profitable for you and your customer. It's a real win-win. I get asked all the time if I'm a sales coach or a life coach. I don't think I'm either. But I have noticed throughout my career that there is a very close tie between the two. The things that make a successful person also make the things, or are the things that make a successful salesperson. And it's very, very hard to differentiate between the two. And I think if we think more in terms of our foundational principles, of our overarching principles, I think we're going to be a lot more successful, both in life and in sales. So I'm going to make a really brief analogy to something that most of you can already relate to. Almost everybody in the world, it seems, has seen the Simon Sinek TED Talk about the golden circle, right? There's the what, the how, and the why. And I'm going to make an analogy to sales. Your tactics, your strategies, your scripts, those are the what. Okay? Your systems, those are the how. We cannot ignore our what and our how, but we need to remember that at the center of it all is our why. Your principles are your why. If you remember your principles and you remember your whys, you're going to be great. And that's what I want you to be. So if you like this video, you like some of the other videos that you've seen on my channel, please click and subscribe. I put a new one up every Tuesday. I started last year. This is number 53. I'm going to keep going through 2017. If you really like what I have to say, you can go to my website and you can subscribe to my weekly newsletter. It goes out every Sunday morning, and a lot of people take a lot of value out of it. Don't just take my word for it. There's a lot of people that take a lot of value out of it, and there are a lot of those responses and testimonials on my website as well. Have a great 2017. I'm here to help, and I can't wait to see what you're capable of.